Welcome to the VIP section.
Shay, baby, y'all.
You set the soundtrack for everything, my nigga.
Shay,
No,
baby.
hold on. Let me tell you though, DR. Let me tell you. First of all, I want to start right there first. What is the DR for? Pause.
Brownsville. Brooklyn, Brownsville, gutter sound. That's the format.
What you mean what the DR stand for?
DR stand for, yeah.
Now,
We tried to
DR
Google it and
stands
everything.
for divine ruler. That's
You said
DR
over
stands
here.
for the divine ruler, period. You know divine ruler mean. Divine mean to be holy, secret, and pure. Ruler mean to rule everything in your circumference, period.
That's a fact. That's a fact. We was trying to figure that out, right, Tom?
It also means down.
So I want to start the interview off with this. About maybe this is a small world. And it's like how God just wants things to happen. The other day, about maybe 3 weeks or a month ago, we was watching the Math Alpha interview that you was on, right?
Locked in.
Now,
Right.
when we first turned it on, see, my brother's a producer. He produced with Swiss. He produced a lot of stuff back in the day, like in the late 90s, early 2000s. Is that correct, Tom?
It's a fact.
That's a fact. You see the plaques behind us. My father did GQ with Clive Davis. You know, Disco Nights. I don't know if you're familiar with them.
No, I am. I'm familiar with all that.
Yes, that was in the, what was that, Tom? The 70s?
Late 70s.
Late 70s, 80s, yeah.
Yeah.
So we industry babies. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
So we know the culture. Now,
Right.
one thing I gotta say though is in the 90s, because I'm an 80s, 90s baby. And in those times, let's keep it real. If you wasn't like the rappers, you really didn't know who the producers were like that.
Nah, you didn't.
So when we were watching Math Hoffa, I'm sitting there, I'm like, I ain't gonna lie, my dude. I'm like, yo, Tone, who's this nigga right here? Right?
No, I knew.
No. That way he broke it down to me. I said, are you, because I know Matt Hoffa only brings dudes on the shows that's legendary. Of course.
Right,
so
right.
I knew you were somebody, but I was just trying to like, who was this guy? You know what I mean? And then when he told me, bro, you one of them dudes, fam.
Good looking, fam. Good looking.
You him. You
Good
are
looking
him.
on that.
No, for real, because it's like, when I listened to the story, even on Math Hoffa, it was like, a lot of these dudes wouldn't be them right now, man. It's the pavement of the way of the game. So, starting from there, I heard a little bit of it, but I want to hear it out of your own mouth, pause, being face-to-face with you. Where the hell did all of this start, man? Because I know you said Brooklyn, Brownsville, but how does it start to lead up to making beats for the best artists in the world ever?
I'll tell you this, straight from the gate, that was not the plan. Straight from the gate. The plan was just learn music. That was the plan, because all my life coming up in school was like, you got to learn something about this music. You got to get an instrument. You got to learn it. And you want to be in this household. All my brothers and family, my sisters, all of them, we all had to learn instruments. Right. That's the household I came from, you know? So the reality at the end of the day, the learning the game and understanding what I got myself into came various different ways.
Right.
I'd say it was introduced to me from being amazed over musicians. Then the next level was, yo, I could draw a little bit. Now I'm tagging. Then I knew how to dance. Then I'm breakdancing. You know what I'm saying? Then I knew how to beatbox, and I'm beatboxing. Then I knew how to, you know, mess up records, scratch mad records. So I thought I was DJing then. You know what I'm saying? And then I started learning the art of DJing. And then I wanted to learn how to spit bars. So I started going on that journey. And then, just to say, I got to a brick wall in the game where things wasn't moving a certain way. And then things started happening, and I took losses. When I lost like my DJ, my brother, DJ Omega Supreme, and that's when I was trying to be the artist and he was the DJ.
Right.
And when I lost him, that took me into what we call a dark place. And from there, I didn't know how to climb out of that, but I actually got into a state of mind where it introduced to me on the producer side without knowing I was becoming a producer. And that's just hanging out with dudes running around from studios, and then having my other brother bringing me to a studio he engineering at and making me an intern. And I'm learning how to make coffee. I ain't learning nothing about music. I'm learning everything about how to, quench somebody's thirst and making dope coffee cups. You know what I mean? But it was good. And then eventually I started getting a little schooled on this, schooled on that. And my older brother, Booby, he was the spearhead of the musician in my household because he played the drums. So a lot of my rhythmatics and drum patterns came from watching him and learning him. And then as time went on, then I got in school and got taught by Stick Evans and how to really, open up the creative mind. And from there, it was history, bro.
Yeah. No, because
that's the short version of it.
Shay, can I ask you a question? But it's probably gonna be a drag question. Like this is because it's not like a quick question. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get to it. All right, this is my question. You made music that changed the sound. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like today where you do music in August and you drop it in September. Like, you know what I'm saying? You probably did it like a year ago. And that year prior was probably like when Heavy D was like, now that we found love. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the game was really like happy. Like, were y'all not smiling in the studio? Like how did you come up with that sound when it wasn't the sound? Like how do you say this is where we're going when that's not where anyone was going? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's a fact.
Well, I will keep it real with you. That wasn't the plan of the game. You know what I'm saying?
Production-wise and song-wise. You know what I'm
because
saying?
The reality of it, say that again?
Production-wise and song-wise. Like, you came with the crazy hardcore beat, and it's not like they did some Black Power song to it. They did the hardcore shit to it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because you gotta understand, before music, we was those dudes on the block.
Fact.
We had trouble mentalities. You know what I'm saying? We knew what it was. Straight up being a Brooklyn boy wasn't like, okay, we gotta go to school, we gotta be on our best behavior. We was always told that, but trouble was our way of fun. You know what I'm saying? It was our form of fun. And the reality, we used to get in a lot of trouble. So at the end of the day, these dudes started rhyming. They only spoke about what they know, and they only talked from a place how they felt. And I felt the same way. So musically, it was about like, yo, why hold back? And then I got introduced to the NWA sound. And when I heard them like being on that, yo, just let it go, that was it. That raised the bar for me. And I had a lot of anger in me. So I used to put it in my snares, my bass lines, my grid. But I, like I said, making beats was just making beats, but not knowing I was going to be that producer.
That's a fact. Yeah, and if any of the people out there too, if you have any questions, if you are listening to it on the radio, you can just hit us on the DM at digiwaxradio.com, and we will ask DR period the questions. And if you have questions on Instagram, there's a question button at the bottom.
One last question. I'm sorry. Cause Shay, you know me. Shay, this is like I was DJing at the early because of the movie Juice. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I know what the music was sounding like, and then it changed. Like, you know what I'm saying? Were y'all like saying in the studio, like, yo, they're gonna fuck niggas up at the tunnel over this? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because that's exactly what that song became. Like,
we didn't know. We didn't know what we was doing. You gotta understand, we just was in there rocking. And it was coming out. But when dudes caught a whiff of it, their attitude changed. But I noticed something though. Every beat I was making, I noticed people's face expressions. So, when you hear a song you be like, yeah, that's my song. But all my joints, everybody used to be with the ugly face. And I didn't know what that was about. But then it made me realize as time went on, yo, you make them hard joints. You can't smile on your beats. The snares is smacking. The bass lines is I started identifying to what I was doing. And as time went on, I started getting nicer at it and started really sharpening my skills in that area. So basically I can become that dude with that sound. And my sound was very intimidating to a lot of artists. Artists was like, yo, you too hard, man. Because I had the groups that matched my sound.
That's a fact.
You see? So if my music was loud and aggressive, I had MOP, loud and aggressive, Smoother Hustler, Tricky the Gam. I had aggressive dudes. You know what I'm saying? Even in the other areas, I had other MCs that didn't even get a chance to, you know, hit the forefront. All my whole team and my whole Brooklyn families, there was some real aggressive, real gutter street dudes, and they lived what they taught. You know, they wasn't playing with it, so it was real easy to identify with it because I was similar like them, but I wasn't in as deep as half of them dudes was, but I was down for it. You know what I mean? And it just became a marriage.
Was Red Alert still on the air at that time?
When who?
Red Alert.
Shout out to New
Red Alert, no. Yeah, Red, no.
I gotta say,
was Red Alert the first to play?
When Red used to see me, Red used to say, "What do you think?" That's what he used to say to me.
I was asking, was Red Alert the first to play this?
Oh, the first to play it? That's a good question.
Nigga talking Red Alert. This is fire.
Nah, for real.
Yeah.
I say he was one of them, but I'm not sure he was the first.
That's the first time I heard it.
The first person that jumped on it and was Silver D.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah, of course, of course. You talking about the How About Hardcore? What year was that?
It had to be 93, 4,
and that's MOP.
Yeah.
So wait, you know what's crazy? This is the crazy thing about it, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm a hip hop head, love rap, been rap. You know, was even doing the artist thing myself back in the 90s and early 2000s. But I gotta say this. I didn't know MOP goes that far back.
Yeah, they do.
I didn't really know MOP my probably till until like 98.
Like Annie Up.
Annie Up.
Nah, they was Shay. They was.
Shay,
you don't remember the
How was it working with them guys?
Hold on. When Cameron said in that song, "Oh, this that shit that pull your scully down."
Yeah.
He was talking about.
Hold on. Okay.
This music.
So we don't. Am I speeding too fast? Getting to
Annie Up.
Getting to MOP.
Nah, MOP set it off.
Okay, so when you were talking about MOP, right? With Red Alert.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to stay on the same page. Okay, how was it working with MOP in 93, 94?
It was amazing. They changed my life. I can't front. And the craziness, it wasn't even really a group yet.
Wait, what?
It wasn't even a group. They didn't walk in as no group. That was not the reality of it. It was just my man Fame, Bill became my man. He became my brother, and Lays was like the spearhead of like, yo, y'all all should get together and this and that and the third. And as we working, the first record we ever did was How About Some Hardcore. Can I right then and there we had chemistry. Yeah.
Can I be like, can I be like, Shay, you understand? Yo, we're big on pause on industry plants. Like, we know, like, that's an industry plant. Like, that's not real hip hop.
We don't put that on the platform. Like, that's why we thank you for coming, man. Like, you represent what we trying to do.
You and MO was just a nigga walking around in the streets who had access to studio, who did some shit, and it changed hip hop.
Yes.
Hip hop wasn't ready. They wasn't having board meetings for MOP. How About Some Hardcore?
That's
you know what I'm saying? There was a fact. They were trying to pump Kwame and the polka dots. Word. You fucked up a lot of niggas. Like we gotta go back to the drawing board.
Yeah. So knowing that
I heard that a lot.
Yeah, but that's the way it felt. Because right after that, no, I don't want to say. Because right after that, didn't Redman come out with the like mic check, Aki get smooth, the Andy Groove, relaxed? That came like right after How About Some Hardcore, right?
Shout out to Dope
I'm not
007.
quite sure when that lineup hit, but I know we sparked everybody. I tell you this, we sparked everybody energy.
That's
so
what
everybody's coming with their A game. After we set the tone,
yeah,
a lot of dudes was like, "Yo, I'm in it."
Yeah, even the tunnel changed. Like you say, niggas started wearing Tim's. All the Army coats came out. No, but them niggas been out. They just couldn't get in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As soon as that song came out, those were the niggas that they were letting in. Like that was the look.
Right. I feel you. So you saying, like, when that sound of music came in, that's when the niggas that dress like that can start going to clubs now.
Like it was like Shay, it was like the industry was like hip hop, and it was like
Nah. It was straight theme music for the thugs, the gangsters, the block boys, the drug dealers. It was straight theme music.
No, that's your song. I was talking about what the game was prior to you dropping that shit.
Oh yeah,
That's all.
yeah. It was about making records then.
That wasn't watered down, but it was like my buddy. Don't you know you make me go nutty?
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
It was record making time.
Niggas was wearing like silk shirts. Niggas was wearing like the African pride shirts. Niggas was wearing like the you know what I'm talking, like cross colors.
Yeah.
It was.
But see, keep this in mind. When we came in the game, we wasn't being marketed. We ain't had no marketing team. We didn't have none of that. We came as we was. As whatever we showed up in, that's who we was. That's it. So a lot of those other guys who was making those records, you know, they had the teams. They had good machines. They had great marketing, PR company. They had all that. They had all what we call the bells and whistles. We had an independent company that barely knew what they was doing, but was going hard for whatever they was doing for us. And we was going hard for what we was doing, and that was it. And it started going from there.
That's crazy, Tone. Yo, but Tone, I'm just trying to figure out, Tone, like, you know, these UX radios coming back in. The Instagram, they said bring it back in. Mute that mic real quick. But yeah, but Tone, I feel what you're saying. Yeah. Was that, can you say his music was like now compared to like the change of hip hop with the drill?
Yo, the way the way Pop Smoke, the industry wasn't ready for Pop Smoke. That shit came organically out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's
why Pop is so big.
And yo, Shay, you know, I don't know how to explain it. Like it kind of, to me as a DJ, I remember like Biggie's album was already out, that first album.
Yeah.
And if you really listen to that album, it sounds pre-MOP. Like it, you know what I'm saying? Like right after that, the Mob Deep. It was Biggie's first album still sounds like hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And that's why a lot of those after this. How about some hardcore? When the hardcore shit, when the Timberland, the Tim look was like officially in the front. Like a lot of the remixes that Biggie was coming out with was catered to that crowd. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because his first album didn't have that.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'll also add to this. I'm gonna add to that. Those producers, a lot of those producers, like D-Dot being the spearhead of that. I grew up with D-Dot. We was in a group together. That was my man. That's still my man.
That's hard.
Even MOP, Brooklyn, AB, all these is Brooklyn dudes.
Yeah.
You just watched earlier, right?
So when you hear the album, you only hearing the energy of Brooklyn. That's what Brooklyn was doing. Brooklyn was giving it up. Like, we wasn't playing no games, because you got to understand, at that time, we wasn't being heard the way we were, you know, like dudes was really all on the radio. We wasn't. And we wanted some attention. So we used to come with our A game. So a lot of what you heard, far as what Big and them was doing, that was all Brooklyn spearhead behind that rugged and all that. Like, that's Easy Mo B and them. Those dudes was crazy on it. You know what I'm saying? And dotting them, knowing how it's supposed to go. And I'm already doing my thing with MOP. I just think it was a Brooklyn thing at the time, an energy, a raw Brooklyn sound that started being birthed.
Yeah. Okay, so back to MOP. So you say
Dollar Cabs.
Yeah, so you say you was with MOP 93, 94. Did they have a record deal then?
No, when we first started, it wasn't no deal because there was no group. It was only a featured position because Fame came from an independent movement. Lays put out a record, a compilation record called The Hill Is Real, and Fame was one of the featured artists on there with a couple other artists at the time. But then when I started working with him, it was no deal in place. We were just working, pulling things together, and then that's how I started hearing Bill, and I'm like, yo, your man always come with you. It's nice too. And next thing I know, one thing led to another, and yeah, we started clicking. And actually, How About Some Hardcore was something I already did in advance already. Well, I was on it rapping. My sister was on it rapping, and Fame heard all through all that. It was like, yo, we need to rap on that.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you. I remember on Fordham Road, it was B Streets. That was the record store. Remember Hirsch?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I remember when this song first came out, it was a white label and it just said, How About Some Hardcore? It was like yellow, I think.
It was great.
It was great.
Yep.
All it said was, How About Some Hardcore, MOP. And then maybe like 2 months later, the real How About Some Hardcore with the album jacket, so that means they dropped it independently, worked it like, you know what I'm saying, with the record pools, got some buzz, and then the labels kicked in.
That's a fact.
That's hard.
That's crazy.
That record went straight to the label.
I bought that record with quarters.
Yeah. So, all right. So we in 90. So we
two of them.
So we in 94. You say, okay, he's good, working with MOP before the deal. That's classic shit. That's unbelievable. And then this is what I wanted to ask you, because we noticed something on your I guess, what is it called for producers? Is it bio or discography? Discography. Okay. When we was looking through that earlier, and you know what's crazy? Their name pops up with Drake.
Yeah, Drake. Drake is 21 Savage.
Yes.
Yeah, because
like, middle of the ocean. Yeah, middle of the ocean.
They popped up with Drake and 21 Savage.
Is it because they sampled your song, or did like?
Yeah, I mean, it's always like that. Wherever you get music from, your credit and everything carries over. It's still the same. Still got to pay. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and then you got to also, you know, you got to get some advice on how to use it, and you know how that feel, and then you got to prove it, and you know, it all works the same.
Here's another question, because I gotta ask you this before, because we're gonna go back to the Drake and the whole. That leads up to the AZ, because I know about that. That he sampled the AZ. Right, we're gonna go back to that. But before I lose this, I want to ask you one thing, because we're talking 95, 96. So you gotta ask somebody that, because a lot of these niggas got raped. So you see, we have plaques. I see behind you, you have a lot of plaques. How the hell did you get your paperwork right in the 90s?
My paperwork wasn't right. Nah, my paperwork wasn't right in the 90s. When I started when I was getting the work put in, I didn't understand what I owned. I didn't understand what it was worth. I didn't know nothing about my masters. I didn't know nothing about publishing.
That's what you were talking about earlier,
all this too. So as time went on,
No, my man was saying that earlier. Sorry to cut you up, but my man was saying that earlier.
Yeah. So I didn't really understand what was going on until my boy Frida Williams from CNC Music Factory. Because I was doing their music in that time too. So he said to me, yo, D, you got way more music than you have artists, and you're doing artists. Let me introduce you to somebody. And he brought me down to the publishing house and introduced me. And that's when I started learning what was out there that belonged to me. And then that's when I started collecting all that stuff and building it up and holding on to it. You know, you have options like most people. You can sell a catalog, or you can hold on to the catalog. You know, the smartest thing I had around me was thinkers and people who understand the value of what things was worth. And everybody was always tell me, don't sell out. Hold on. And I hold on to it forever. Up to this day, I have not yet sold it out yet. You see what I'm saying? So
are you planning?
I collect on everything.
Say you see the amount of movies his music is in?
No. Yeah.
And he a lot of movies.
There's maybe only like, I can't think of another. Maybe DMX. Y'all gonna make me lose my mind. No. I'm just sorry. That might be the only song that you hear. like
in movies and
you hear whenever a white boy go crazy in a movie, they play Annie Up.
and that Kevin Hart and Will Ferrell movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Up.
And even the Kevin Hart movie, that was my song, Money. So
That's crazy.
it's not
That's
just Andy
crazy.
Up. It's music. It's music beds. It's for the trailers. It's for the commercial. It's for the scoring. I got music in movies in the weirdest way, but it's all in the movies.
I just heard the MOP. You want to do right?
Sound scoring is of that, my nigga.
Right?
Sound
Wasn't
scoring.
Annie Up just like in a Target commercial?
Yeah.
This is what it was just in a Target commercial, or
Yep. That's another placement.
We were just talking about this though, because it's like, and I just want to. It's a simple yeah or no. But once you enter the world you're in, you don't care no more about the really producing with the artists.
No. See, that was my main goal when I first started. But then when I got into pub, man, listen, bro, let me just keep it so real with you. Like, yo, just doing placements alone changed my life forever.
Y'all remember
if you understand the publishing game, I don't even want to get up here and start talking money because it just don't make sense. But listen here. This is the kind of game that takes care of you, your family, families, your kids, they kids, it never stops. It's a forever check, And when you understand doing catalog building and submitting, now you in the game. Now you doing the game the right way. Because I used to always thought it was about making a hit record. And I made so many hit records, can't even compare to the placements that I've been getting. It's a big totally two different baby. Because you gotta understand, when you make hit records, artists is gotta pay back that money to the companies. So you gotta wait till they recoup so you can see yours. You understand what I'm saying? But in the pub game, ain't nobody recouping. It's just about giving me the money and keep giving me the money, and it keep going on and on. They got a different way how they recoup.
Give that a
but they pay at the same time.
Say.
Go. Like a lot of these niggas don't understand that.
They don't. Do you understand? I'm gonna tell you how many times this song gets played. Do you understand? For every basketball, football, and baseball game, every game, whenever there's like a defense that gets that third down stop, or if a defense go for it on fourth down and they stop them, or if somebody about to hit a home run and nigga jump and puts his glove over the fence and takes the home run away. You know what I'm saying? Or in basketball, there's somebody gets dunked on and fall, and there's an end one and they go to a timeout. You know the song they always play? What?
Or a boxer coming out for a new fight.
All of that.
Hold on. Wait. Okay. Did you have something with the John Cena with the Avenue?
Oh man, listen, man. This is what we do. This is what I do. Placements is my name.
Queen Jack, dude, that's my girl right there. She's a boss.
You know who John Cena is?
Yeah.
You know, every time he came out in his career.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The Avenue.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so now that we talked about the publishing, now you know that he owns and controlled all of that. He learned it the right way. Is that why your name comes up with Drake and 21 Savage?
All the time. Let me tell you something. The publishing game is about permission and submitting. And how you going to pay out. How you going to license it. How you going to sync it. How you going to use it. How the performance, how the mechanical. All that's all.
Now, did Drake
I could take you down the whole way how it works, and you will be like, wow.
That's crazy.
Teach me, Yoda.
You understand what I'm saying?
Teach me, Yoda.
So, Drake, my thing is to tell you, when people start learning, if you want to be in the music game, focus on the real reason why everybody keep trying to buy masters. And then you know why the music game is the music game. It's not about you going to the studio and you're rocking your chain and you just being all on the radio all day. Yeah, that's good. But let's talk about the masters. Let's talk about the other things that matter that takes care of you for
I
the
don't
rest
think
of
he's
your
Mr.
life.
2K
Fuck
since.
the masses.
I don't think any of has Mr. 2K and a Madden since the song came out.
No, it's in the timeouts and on the.
That's a different type
That's
of
a
check.
fact. Now let me ask you. Now, did Drake have to ask you for permission?
Well, I'll tell you the business on that. You will be like, wow, I can't believe you.
I mean, we here. I mean, we're.
Nah, but you know, certain things you don't. You know what I mean. I'm not the bragger. I'm not the bragging type. But I'm gonna tell you like this.
Like,
You
I know
cannot
what your
put
name.
my music out. I'm gonna just tell you like this. You can't put the music out without getting the permission.
Yeah, 'cause
Yes,
bringing
that's
the
it.
platform and Google his name and then Drake pop up. You know what I mean?
I'll
So
tell you one
I
thing.
gotta know what. You know what I mean? That's crazy.
Oh, he
Oh
definitely.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
anywhere
He's got
you
a
hear it,
legendary beat.
anywhere you hear it, anywhere you hear somebody on it, there's a new group out doing their thing to it,
Facebook.
flipping it and playing with it. Come on, man. This is all it's done right, bro.
And
It's done right.
MOP
And if it ain't done right,
song,
I'm coming to get it right. Trust and know that.
Don't talk to me. I'm coming to get it right.
and that Annie Up MOP song is protected like Prince.
That's a fact.
Oh,
You
yeah,
go ahead and
yeah.
play it on Instagram if you want. You will be kicked instantly.
No, because you
Yeah.
had Math Hoffa and them going crazy too on there. It was like the shit you talk is unbelievable. Like okay, so now we're talking. So did you see the buildup of Jay-Z, the DMX, and all of them coming? Where were you when all of that wave was
I
starting?
was right there. I was right there when all those dudes was building everything from scratch. I remember we used to do the shows when they wasn't even checked for. I was a part of all that. I was in that whole building aspect. I think the greatest thing about me is that I didn't become a celebrity then.
Word.
No,
That would save me. That's why I'm around now.
it was the
doing
greatest thing about him.
amazing things behind the scene and doing a lot of things in the industry that's not really hyper, you know, where people's like, oh, you know what D.R.'s doing? I don't got that running around me, but what I got going on is a lot of great, good business.
Yo, listen, Shay. Before James Brown, it was like everything was jazzy. You know what I'm saying? James Brown came out and made everything funky.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? Everybody in the studio was like, I want to make it funky. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no more that jazz. Yeah. Kind of. I want it funky. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even if you was doing white music, they wanted it funky. You know, they wanted it funky. Like, you know what I'm saying? DR, like, I don't want to, like, I don't care. Go ahead. Kill me in the comments. I don't care. I'm giving you your flowers, my nigga. From there on, just the DMXs, the Jay-Z's, they didn't want to do it hip. They didn't want to do it that cliche way. They wanted to do it hardcore. Like, don't tell me what to do. I'm making my music hardcore. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like like Confessions of Fire was hardcore. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all that shit was because of the PR period.
Yes, that's what I'm asking that, because okay, so you said you were there when the buildup of the Jay-Z, the DMXs, and all of them, because we skipped past the Nas and the AZ in them, because you even working with Nas and AZ. I can't skip past them.
Onyx, Public Enemy.
Yeah.
What era did you enjoy the most? The Nas, Mobb Deep, the AZ era, or the DMX?
Well,
Jay-Z?
I'll tell you this. I enjoy all of them, and the reason why is because they all taught me something.
Yeah.
All of them gave me something to work with. I started learning like every artist don't have an attitude. Some artists just have skills, like AZ and Nas and them. They just skill writers. They not attitude carriers. They the ones that would just grab the pen and show off in a wordplay game. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now you got MOP that grab a pen, show off in a wordplay game, and also come with the attitude. So you got people like Jay-Z, who's clever, who's sharp, who's intelligent, and show off with the gangsterism, little class. Like, all these dudes taught me something. So when you ask me which one was the best, I think that whole era was my best experience ever, because I got to learn a lot about artists.
Yeah. Okay.
And to me, as a producer, and you got to understand, I make 15 beats a day as a producer.
Still to this
I'm
day.
always grinding because I got work to do.
Right now to this day.
Yeah, come on, I'm in the pop business.
Boy,
You got to understand.
I love hearing shit like that. Him, LeBron James,
all the niggas that's still doing it, Jadakiss, that shit just gives me fucking goosebumps, right? Yo, okay, so now the whole I would say AZ Nas era. Did you know that it was gonna turn like because the music did change from that time to I would say 98, right, Tone?
Yeah.
Did you think you were gonna create these sounds? Did you think your sound would ever die? Because now you're talking ghost sounds.
So I changed the time. So you gotta understand, I'm what you call a producer. There's nothing going on that I don't know how to do. Like it's like trap. I know how to do trap. Drill. I know how to do drill. Boom bap. I know how to do boom bap.
You can fuck with
R&B. I know how to do R&B. Pop. I know how to do pop.
You don't got
gospel. I know how to do gospel. There is nothing musically moving on this planet.
You
don't got no drill beats.
DR.
You don't got no drill beats.
Man, you bugging. You this dude, he bugging. Yes. Okay. You know what I gotta do? I gotta bring you up to speed. But not right now. Let's stay in this interview and I'm gonna bring you up to speed before we get out this interview. Your boy DR Period is a monster with it.
No, one thing that I don't do is we look at Instagram as building a rapport. We don't want too much from you, pause, because we want to sit down with you.
Right.
We want to sit down with you. We want to go to dinner, put the cameras on, wherever you like to
do that.
And we want to sit down and get the real scoop. So we don't want to get too much, but we do want to give Instagram and the radio a little something so they know who we are talking to. Because let's keep it real, we are talking 20 years ago.
Yeah. We talking a little longer than that because I had an early start.
30 years.
This was the best time.
This is the
best time of our life. So this is right, Joe?
It's a fact.
Best time of our life, and you did that. You did that, fam.
Coming from a DJ's perspective.
You did that, right, Joe?
Yeah, coming from a DJ's perspective, I seen how my crate changed. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was, yo.
Yeah. So, this is legendary. We don't get too much, but there are things that we did want to cover just a little bit for the reels, but we are going to get this sit down. So y'all are going to see an official sit down from us. That's a fact. All right, so.
I remember where you had to stay up 12 o'clock at night just to hear Flex play this kind of music on the radio. Wow. And then this music, I don't know if it would, I don't know how it worked, but it went from only late night to being played on rotation during the day. Like
that's a fact.
Like around this time.
That's a fact. We only got 7 minutes left because we got to get on to the our mix show at 10. But there's 3 things I want to ask, and then I need to know what you got going on now. I need to know being in the studio with, I need one crazy moment in the studio with Jay-Z, AZ, and who you want to say? Get one more. One more of his classics.
Public Enemy.
Public Enemy. Core Mega. You can say Nature. You can say Fun. You can name them. I did them.
Give us 3 crazy moments in the studio making these records with these guys.
Well, it all depends on how crazy you want it to be because I don't have like what we call nightmare stories.
No, I want to. I don't want the nightmare.
I have what we call
great moments.
Amazing moments is watching something start from scratch and it grows into hit records. I have a lot of those stories, But I'm not gonna be able to sum that up in the next
what
5
studio
minutes.
was you using? Was you using D&D?
Nah.
What studio was you using?
All my stuff started from my own studio. You see behind me, I always had a studio. When I started understanding,
that's crazy.
And then only time I went to bigger studios is when the artist wanted to expand and say, yo, I want a big board in front of me. And I just want to go to a bigger studio. We just take whatever I did in my studio over to a bigger studio. But 99%, I say 85% of everything was done in my studios first.
Yeah, we got a bomb, bro. It's crazy. Yeah. All right, so we cut it down from 3. Give us 1, because we got 6 minutes left. One of the best, craziest viral moments for the reels right now with the best moment in the studio that you couldn't believe that y'all made this record?
Well, if that's the case, I'm gonna just say we're gonna take it to how about some hardcore? Let's just leave it that for the first simple moment. How a group wasn't a group, and they actually took a beat, turned into a song, and then from a song, then went to the label, got signed for the first time being heard on the song, and then from being first heard on the song, then becoming a group.
So wait, you saying they only had that one song they got signed off?
Yeah, that's it.
This one song.
One song. That was it.
Def Jam.
And that was How About Some Hardcore, and that got the deal.
Why the fuck did y'all get on
And
Def
that started the career.
Why they get on Def Jam though?
It was the hardest shit in the street,
They
Shay.
needed
I don't know how
that.
What the fuck?
They
I'm
needed
in the
that.
tunnel. I seen it.
That shit woke me
Yo,
up.
they played this shit, and niggas fuck niggas up. I swear to God, I'm sitting in the, yo, I became a DJ because I didn't want to be on a dance floor. Cause yo,
was getting bumped?
this is a song.
Fuck niggas.
Yo, this is I've heard. I'm a DJ. I've heard. I was DJing in college. They would whisper in my ear, "Please don't play that any hardcore or How About Some Hardcore shit." I mean, they would specifically ask you not to play it, and then you kind of like, yo. I was at the Mark Ballroom. DJ Sus One played this shit. I'm not gonna say no names, but some Queens niggas shot this shit up. I'm not even playing. That's a fact. Yo, I'm dead ass.
So, making that record in the studio with them, did you know it was gonna have that impact of being the hardest record in the world?
We wasn't thinking about that because you gotta understand, we wasn't thinking like music people. Like we was just going for the music. We were just trying to make a record.
You know, you was like, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, these niggas got one right here.
No, because you gotta understand, we wasn't that yet.
Yeah,
We was not that yet. So
Yeah,
being
you don't
that
under-
we wasn't there,
they were
we
still
were trying to make sense of what we was doing. And when we was making sense of what we was doing, that's what changed the game.
break it dawn, break it dawn. Like it was like that. They had the, you know what I'm saying? They had, it was a different time. It was all about, it was all about pro-black and wearing your Afro medallions and motherfucking. I'm serious. Like maybe at that time some of the craziest shit was like Another Bad Creation.
Yeah,
like you know what I'm saying? Like.
Nah, but see, we made a lot of that music. Brooklyn was like Compton. You understand what I'm saying? Don't go to Compton.
yeah.
Because you might not come back. You know
You
what
said
I mean?
Brooklyn-
Especially if you got the wrong colors or you in the wrong neighborhood side of Compton. Brooklyn was like that.
The building.
Shay, all I'm saying is EPMD. I'm gonna give you an example. It was So What You Saying? Oh, like all the DJs shit scratching. How About Some Hardcore? Then you heard the Negroes, the headbanger. It changed. I'm telling you, as a DJ, I know what I'm talking about. Like the EPMD was a whole nother group after How About Some Hardcore.
Yeah.
That's when they snatched up Redman and K Solo, and you know we gotta do some hardcore shit.
Yeah.
Negroes, the headbanger.
That's crazy.
I'm serious.
Yeah. So, real fast before we get out of here, before I just want to know I know you got the gospel music that you're working on now, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let's talk about that. And you know, you being who you are, just everything you touch, that just, you know,
Legendary.
I would say this, man. That's why God gets the glory in my life, man. He always put me where I need to be, not where I want to be. You know what I'm saying? So wherever I need to be, that's where I'm going to do a lot of shining. And when I say you hear what I'm doing on the gospel side for God, you're not going to believe them records. You're going to be mind blowing. Like it's a whole nother level. Like I don't know what your headspace think about when you think of gospel or Christian music or whatever. The way you are about How About Some Hardcore and Annie Up and all that stuff. Oh, wait till you hear these records, brother. Wait till you hear these records. Because the sound doesn't change. It's just the content. It's just a storyboard. It's now more real to me than ever. Because now I get to talk about why they exist.
right.
So that's what's so special about it.
Yeah.
Whole Nother Lit is the first single that's out. I got a bunch of singles that's out. And it's coming together in a way that the world gonna see, because everybody got a spiritual side. I don't care who you is. I don't care what you believe in, what you think. You're gonna tap in. You're gonna touch it one way or another.
Yeah,
No, but
my
you know
man
what?
Can be
got a
one
whole
that can give you that.
gospel
I want to
album.
do that.
No, you know why I respect that though, Tone? Because for you to say he made one of the hardest core street records ever in the world ever. He's top 5 street hardest records ever, top 3? It could be number 1.
So some people can say it's number 1.
Yeah.
Put it like that.
Yeah. Okay, it's in that debate. Okay.
The Jordan, LeBron, Kobe
Okay.
debate.
All right. So for him to make that type of record and then do what he's doing now, he gets the pass to do it because he done did everything but that.
There you
I
go.
would say.
There you go.
And
There
I
you
like
go. And not only that, you got to show growth as a man, spiritually and mentally, and you got to show like life doesn't stand in one spot. Because I don't care what block we from, we are not living there until we 50 and 60. If you are living there and you was living there when you was 12 and 10 years old, you're missing out on the whole world.
100%.
So when you look at the reality of things, you got to grow somewhere in life, and you got to show people that you're growing. Because I made a lot of records that tore down a lot of stuff. Now I'm gonna make some records that's gonna build up some things.
Yeah, and we want to be a part of that, man. We definitely.
There you go. You know what I'm saying? So
shout out.
I want you to be able to say to me on the next interview, yo, you put that record out, man, changed my life, man.
Facts. Give it a bomb, so 100%. Yeah, we want to thank you, man. We got a mix show that comes on after where we're gonna be playing some music, and
there you go, sir.
I have you on here. You know, they even texting me now, like even the station that we on, they like, yo, your show is syndicated. Like they even getting hits like, yo, that was crazy tonight. Thank you, man. Appreciate
you. Thank y'all, man. I appreciate y'all for the love and the support.
No, we thank you. We're gonna sit down and we're gonna go grab a bite to eat and turn the camera on and get the real sauce. We didn't
let's do that.
Want to sit down?
I want you to come to my lab and hear this.
Dinner to sit down, and you need to be pampered a little bit, boys. Right, Joe?
Absolutely.
Your story need to be pampered. I got you.
Definitely. All right, man. Say no more.
100%.
Legend, my nigga. Right. Yo, for real.
Words,
sir.
Classic.
Hip hop.
There you go.
Facts. My man, see you later.
All right.
Did you